My name is Paul Reiber. I'm a member of the Krenov Foundation board, and we are going to interview students in the program on this last week of the school year. So would you introduce yourself?
Yes, so I'm Rose Matsa, first year at the Krenov School here from New York City.
And what was your woodworking background before you came here?
I had a huge, or rather growing, interest in furniture in general for many, many years. And that gradually went from an interest to wanting to learn more about furniture design, to wanting to learn how to actually design furniture, and then finally to how to make it. So I, over the last few years, started taking some night classes on design, furniture making, introductory kind of things. And every one of those steps just made that interest and passion grow more and more, to the point where about a year and a half ago, I basically, one thing led to another. I bought a woodworking bench and put it in my apartment in New York City and set up a hand tool shop right in my apartment and started making, while at the same time reading James Krenov's The Fine Art of Cabinet Making, and just completely fell in love with the wood, with the making, with the tools, and then kind of wanted to understand how to continue to grow my skills and reach out to the community, and came across, of course, the Krenov School, and having read some of Krenov's work, it felt like the right place for me.
Any moments, either teaching moments or moments in your relationship with your projects that really stand out in this first year?
Yeah, and this is probably fairly universal. I remember on my first semester project, as I was working on it, the more you look at it in its unfinished state, the more you start to doubt yourself and maybe the design direction you chose, some of the details. You start to catalog all the dents and scratches you need to fix, and there's a moment where you feel a little bit like an imposter. And then finally, when I saw it go up on the wall, it's a small wall cabinet, I kind of went back on those thoughts a little bit and realized, okay, it's not so bad. It's actually it's actually a decent piece of furniture. I remember that, and I remember mentioning that to a couple of my classmates, and the feeling seemed to be shared, universal. I think the other things that stand out is getting to discover different types of wood, and just all of the incredible variety in color, in texture, in smell, and just wanting to experience all of that. And that translated to, when we started the second project, having gone through that initial process of designing and making the piece, when it came time for the second semester project, I admittedly took a little longer deciding on the woods I was going to use, because I had difficulty just narrowing it down, because I just wanted to experience as many of those as possible.
So how is your experience at the school impacted your sense of your future?
Oh, I love that question, because I feel like I've been kind of thinking about it and discussing it with others as well. It has 100% definitively confirmed that this is what I want to continue to do. I just love it. I love everything about it. And I think the fact that I want to continue on this path after finishing the program just to me solidifies that I made the right decision, that it was a good investment of my time, yeah, that's really my feeling, that I can't wait to just continue down this path and see where it takes me.
What's been the experience moving from New York City to our little town?
Yeah. So I've been a resident of New York City for the last 10 years. And so it was definitely a change. Now, granted, I didn't always live in a big city. I grew up on the island of Cyprus. And I grew up in a relatively small town. My parents come from small villages in Cyprus. So, and we have a summer home in the mountains. A lot of California actually reminds me of home. So there was a familiarity that I was able to tap into to make that a little bit easier. But yeah, also I brought a lot of my New York City ways of life, meaning that I opted not to get a car. And I just biked my way around, which it's good and bad, made the way I've moved around a little bit limited, and maybe I haven't experienced the areas as well as I would have liked to. But I think there's, both good and bad things. Missing a little bit of that city vibe, but at the same time enjoying the slower pace and the lovely nature of the area.
So are you headed back to New York?
I am heading back to New York, yes. And looking forward to now connecting with the woodworking community there. Yeah.
Any advice you would pass on to new students?
Yeah, that's a hard one. I feel like I might be able to better answer that later on, if that makes sense, as I reflect more on my experience and as I go into the next steps of my journey as a woodworker and realize all the things I've learned and maybe what sort of things I might have wanted to do more. But I think I would say, depending on the type of experience that someone comes to the program with, to identify as early as possible where the gaps might be and incorporate those things that one might learn through the program, through the projects, in those projects that they choose to do. I specifically, for myself, for example, on both of the projects I made here at school, I designed them with in a conscious effort of incorporating as many of the fundamentals that I wanted to, walk away with. And also make a functional and beautiful piece of furniture. But I think that was top of mind for me, and that would be a piece of advice that I would give someone. Yeah.
Gee, anything else?
Anything else? Gosh, I don't know. I wish I had more time. I wish I could work with more woods.
Yeah.
I wish I could take all that amazing history with me. I wish I could have met James Krenov. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, nice talking. And
You too, Paul.
I hope things go really well for you.
Thank you.
How soon do you go back to New York?
Sometime in mid-June.
Do you have an apartment waiting for you?
I
and
do.
all? Oh, good.
I do still have my apartment. I've been subletting it. And I do intend to go back to that, yes.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yeah.